all these things come into play with Amazon. And if you guys aren't able to, you gotta be able to cope with this stuff. Like every single business venture has its own, mistakes and failures, quote unquote, has its own different challenges and obstacles and opportunities that you guys have to figure out for yourself. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video on my channel. So today we're back in this room and I'm doing a video on why I think Amazon FBA may not be for a lot of people, and the difficulties and the troubles that you might go through when you're getting started with Amazon FBA, especially in 2018 and 2019. Now generally I like to do these videos in a short fashion, but I really just want to create this video to show you that it's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to Amazon FBA. I started Amazon all the way back in May of 2017, and I've been doing it for about a year and a half now. And honestly, I've made so many mistakes and I've spent so much money, but in the end I've learned so much, and there's no way I'm going to go back from that. Like, I'm literally just not going to be like, oh, okay, if I start another product and it fails, I'm not going to be like, okay, I quit, I'm going to go into something else. Something that you have to understand, if you are really committed to something, especially whether it's Shopify, Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, social media marketing, once you get 6 months to about a year in it, don't stop. Don't, even if you find difficulty with, even if you're losing a lot of money or making a lot of mistakes, you're going to be in a better place than you were in that moment than you were, 6 months to a year ago. And that's how you have to look at everything. And, at my point, I even talked about in a previous video about how my Amazon product, I literally shipped it all the way over from China. The batch was horrible, the quality was horrible, and that was a mistake that I made. And it's because I didn't get a sample of the product. I didn't ship it over to see how it was, how it should survive the shipping process. I didn't do that, and that was my mistake. And that's something that I don't want any of you guys to be making, because it cost me a lot of money and a lot of time. Like, the market got so competitive within that amount of time. Like, literally, it took me about a month to send back the products, a month to get the batch reproduced again, the higher quality product, and then getting it back, getting all the reviews. It cost me around a couple $1,000, and then on top of that, it cost me around 4 months of the time I could have been selling in that first month, and the whole entire market just got saturated like crazy. And I lost a lot of time and potential money within that market, and it really screwed me over for that product, because that product was really amazing, and it just became very competitive, and the market just became unpenetrable. And that's something that I feel like a lot of you guys should watch out for your Amazon FBA products. Is when it comes to the shipping times and then the manufacturing times, it can take a while, and that's why you see a lot of people doing these air shipping instead of the freight forwarding or the sea shipping. Of course, sea shipping is going to cost less, but at the same time, you're wasting market time. You're wasting the time you could have spent setting up your listing or getting those initial reviews, doing giveaways, ranking, and just for a tip for you guys that are getting started, as the months go by, you have to give away more and more units. If you decide to get started late, though, as more months go by, you're gonna have to give away more and more units, depending on how saturated, how competitive the market gets. And markets don't get less competitive unless you jump onto something that was like literally just after the review apocalypse, right, where everybody's reviews get wiped. That's really the only time that a market might have got a little less saturated, or people or there's a little bit of leeway with people jumping onto it. But all these things come into play with Amazon. And if you guys aren't able to, you gotta be able to cope with this stuff. Like every single business venture has its own, mistakes and failures, quote unquote, has its own different challenges and obstacles and opportunities that you guys have to figure out for yourself. And if you can't do that, then it's going to affect you in the long run. You just got to stick with what you know the most of. So and that's what I'm trying to do myself. I'm going through a hard time with my business right now. It's not going as what I expected, but I'm not giving up because I've been in the game like for a long time, and I've learned so much. And it'd be just catastrophic to me if I just decide, you know what, I quit and I move on to something else. And that's why I want to create this video for you guys, because I'm just going to let you guys know now that you're going to come across hard times, you're going to come across successes, you're going to come across learning experiences or lessons. I don't like to call them failures because they're not really failures unless you completely just give up and just throw your hands up and just don't try anything at all. And then me, as personally, I don't know about you guys, but I honestly, I love to try new things out. I love to figure it out and see what works, what doesn't work. So with my product that failed, the market got very competitive. One thing that I try to do is run Facebook ads, and for some reason, Facebook got rid of a lot of things. With this whole security thing that's going on, a lot of the different what is it called, the behaviors and audiences got removed from the Facebook ads because Facebook just want to take all that down because it was violating their security policies, and they didn't want to piss anybody off. And get sued, and lose more billions of dollars in the process. So they removed a lot of the audiences that I was trying to target for my product as well. There was one day I was making $100. I made $100 in that day, revenue with around like $70 profit or so, and I was happy. I was at work at that time, but it didn't stick. And that's the problem. That's the thing that we have to figure out here, is how to do that. And it worked for a bit. Facebook ads, it worked my giveaways perfectly. And that's just something you just got to learn yourself. Figure out what works. Figure out what doesn't work. And yeah, that's basically my story for that product. And now I'm going on my third product now, and it's been a while. Like, it's going to be close to almost 2 years now that I've been trying to work on this business, and I haven't been able to see a whole bunch of returns. I've seen a good amount of return from it, but it's not something that's insanely profitable. And that's something that I want to suggest to you guys, is that you're not always going to see profit in the beginning. You're not always going to see success in the beginning. Like, people always express on YouTube their successes, their accomplishments and the opportunities that they took, and they show the rewards of that, and they don't show this process of them learning or doing what it takes to succeed, and going through all these lessons and failures and mistakes. They don't show all that stuff. It's more easier to get views. It's more easier to have people stick to your videos and follow you when you actually have a whole bunch of success, and you're showing off your stats, showing off your monthly profit or daily profit, your car. And it's really easy to do that stuff on on YouTube, and a lot of people catch on to that, so they start subscribing to your channel. And that's something that I kind of want to avoid on this channel, because I'm not all about that. I'm not going to be saying, oh, I make this amount or I don't make this amount until I actually do. And that's something that I feel like you guys should do as well, if you're trying to get into the Amazon YouTube community as well. But yeah, I just wanted to create this video to be upfront with you guys, because Amazon, or for any business for that matter, is not easy. It's not, the concept is easy, but when you actually jump onto it, you're going to run into things, you're going to run into obstacles that you're going to need help with. And there's plenty of stuff on YouTube that you can find. There's plenty of stuff on my YouTube that you can find. But what I just want you guys to take away from this video is that don't don't expect to just make quick money. Don't expect to make money overnight, because that's not how it works. It's a step-by-step process, right? We're climbing stairs. We're not taking an elevator, and we are really just trying to do our best and learn from our mistakes and learn from our failures, so that we can get to a point where we're so experienced with what we're doing that it's hard for us to make mistakes that new sellers would make. And that's why you see people on YouTube, it takes them second, third, maybe even fourth product for them to actually get it to stick, for them to get it right. It's because each product you learn exactly what you did wrong, what you did right, maybe what you need to improve on, or maybe what you need to double down on, whether it's PPC, giveaways, etc., how to deal with competition. It's all this stuff, and the only way you're going to figure this stuff out is if you actually go out and do it, not by just people like me alone just telling you, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You have to go out and do it yourself. That is the only way you're going to learn. So yeah, that's all I really want to discuss in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And make sure you guys like down below, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have tons of different videos on how you guys can get started with Amazon FBA, and I have different templates down in the description that you guys can use to your advantage as well. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.